All right, hello everyone. This is a box break here. I'm going to break a box of 1991 Upper Deck baseball cards. I'm just kind of testing things out here on YouTube. Just got this new web camera, Logitech 920C. It got really good reviews on all the Consumer Reports, and actually it's on sale on Amazon for I think $65 or $70. Of course, the free shipping and stuff. So it's actually a pretty good camera. I'm going to look into the future, doing maybe some live box and case breaks of new products. I know that's become a big thing, something that I really wasn't aware of until recent months. But it looks like you can do pretty well with that stuff. So that's something I'll look to into the future. And as I kind of move forward with trying to do some more videos and stuff like that, along with some of the photo stuff I do. So I'm trying to get the best placement on the camera as I can. Obviously, I would have preferred to do this during the day. It's a little dark now, but we are live. If there's any issues, send me a message. Hopefully the audio is working, the video is working, and hopefully we get a little movement. There's some movement with my hand there, but this is 1991 Upper Deck. It was a decent product back in the time. I'm sure it had some value back then. Now you can buy the whole box for, I think, $5. 15 cards a pack. I don't even know. I'm assuming 36 packs a box. I don't think there's a whole lot of monetary value, but what it is just, it's fun. You go back and kind of look at stuff from when you were younger or whatever. That's the whole point of collecting cards or playing with cards anyway. If you're in it for value and stuff, you're going to be sorely disappointed unless you have, some of the true valuable, the truly rare things, which is the old stuff from the 40s and 50s and even 60s when, kids had the cards, they collected them, they beat them up, they played with them, they tore them up, the parents threw them in the trash, and that's why they're rare. That's what antiques are. This is kind of the modern day, just let's, create stuff to make it valuable. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10, 20. God, maybe there were 40 packs back then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 40 packs at 15 cards. 15 cards a pack. You don't kind of get the same value now where it's $5, $6 for a pack of 4 or 5 cards. So we'll see what we get in here. If there's anything interesting, some blast from the past, stuff like that. But 1991 Upper Deck baseball. So see if there's any feedback now, if anything's working here. We've got a few people testing it out for me, keeping an eye on it. I don't know if I have the live stuff up. I can say something here. There should be a live kind of chat thing up on the live YouTube video, and of course it'll be archived later as well. We'll see if that works. So if anyone can type something in there and say something, that would be awesome. A big help. But yeah, I think you'd probably get a sticker or something in here. But like I said, it's all about fun. I actually opened up some stuff one day. 1991 tops, 90 tops, 89 tops, 88 tops. It's all it's all the stuff you do for fun. And like I said, this is kind of a test run, so I'm just kind of testing things out. I don't know that things will be perfectly smooth, but Doug Drabeck, Mike Blowers. So as you can see, some guys who haven't played in a while, but that's what you're going to get in this. Eric Anthony, big prospect at one time. Barry Jones, Trevor Wilson. Of course, you have the hologram stickers, and there's me. A little hard to see in this lighting. Ozzie Canseco, brother of Jose, who just recently blew his hand off. Both, a couple clowns, but what are you going to do? You got rookie threats. You got a few Astros here, including Luis Gonzalez, who a little smaller back then. Chris Sabo, the always exciting checklist, and a couple others there. But something you can do with old cards now is, you can send out TTM requests through the mail autograph request. A lot of the old players are happy to sign. So that's something you can do with old cards. You can give them away to a younger generation. You can just look at them and dump them cheap. I just kind of, not that I open things very often, but when I do, open them, go through them, kind of bring back some memories, give away a few, and then pile the whole box and sell them back for like $5. So that's kind of what I do with mine. And we had a few comments there. That's appreciate it. Sounds like you can hear everything and see everything. So let's see, Joe Oliver. It's great how these cards, you can't even fly through them because they're all turned around. Mickey Tettleton, Tony Pena, George Bell, Tom Glavine, obviously a star of the those '90s Braves teams. Baseball heroes, Hank Aaron. I believe every year they did a different set of retired players at the time, and this is 1991 was Hank Aaron. See how the focus does on this. They're not bad. 1957 MVP. Mike Boddicker, the New York Mets. Great sticker there. I say that sarcastically, being a Phillies fan. Pat Borders. Brian Downing. Jose Mesa, all-time saves leader for the Phillies, despite having very little success. Darren Daulton, Phillies fans out there will remember him as part of the '93 team. Try and blast through this and get through it. Todd Bezinger, Mike Perez, Mike Benjamin, Hubie Brooks. Mike Scott had some sensational seasons for the Houston Astros. If there's any players out there, any teams that people are interested in, all cards are for sale that come out of this box. All these cards are available quite cheap, maybe even free, maybe just shipping. So let me know. Harold Reynolds just worked for Fox, used to work for ESPN, MLB Network. Mitch Williams, near and dear to the hearts of Philadelphia fans, '93. Some bad memories, but honestly was a big part of the team and did a overall good job, though. Might have brought tears to an 11-year-old back then. Matt Williams. These cards, the kind of drawn ones, painted ones, artsy ones, are checklist or team checklist. Chuck Carey, not real well remembered. Eric King, Rich DeLucia. Rex Hudler. Might be bringing that into work since work with one of the biggest Rex Hudler fans of all time. That is sarcastic. He is not on. Brady Anderson. I'm sure he didn't play with steroids back in the day. Some people say it's the ballpark. I say it's the, steroids. You don't go from 9 to 50 home runs by accident. Vince Coleman, speedster of the New York Mets. Bruce Ruffin. Not exactly one of the all-time greats, but hey, that's the type of Phillies teams you had back in the early '90s. I mean, that's kind of the type of Phillies teams you're starting to have now for any Phillies fans out there. Of course, there's a little more star power now, but they're kind of over the hill. Rob Deere, strikeout machine, and he was an outfielder, so that's not a good thing. Chuck Malone, Mike Timlin, Dave LaPointe is another Hank Aaron insert card. This is back when inserts just kind of started becoming a thing. They weren't it's a Bud Black I'm putting aside. Rafael Belliard, my brother, highly disliked Rafael Belliard back in the day. And there goes the house phone. So I guess that got answered quickly. Yeah, we do have a Frank Thomas coming up here. This would be a Frank Thomas second-year card. Obviously, just elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame this year, 2014. Dante Bichette, former Brewer, well-known as a Colorado Rocky. The thin air helped him. Probably some steroids as well, but hey, what are you going to do? Another Hank Aaron insert, same one that came out before. Baltimore Orioles logo sticker. Roberto Alomar, Billy Hatcher, Turner Ward, Willie Randolph, Jack Morris, Vince Coleman, Mike Harkey. I'm going to start doing a lot more on YouTube, so feel free to subscribe. You'll get all the new videos in your feed. Like the video, comment, whatever you'd like. If anyone wants a shout out right now in live chat, I'll be happy to do that. Shut up, Dan. That's a shout out to Dan Solar. Dan is a Mets fan. He is a fan of the WNBA. He's a fan of the CFL and the most meaningless of college football, Freddie McGriff. Ben McDonald, former future phenom who really never turned out. Another Hank Aaron, George Bell, Dodgers sticker. Gary Carter was obviously a great for the Expos and Mets back in the day. Giants. Upper Deck, they did start to make the cards a little fancier. I personally was always a fan of the Topps products. I like the basic look, but Upper Deck started with the photographs on the back, statistics on the side. They kind of cut the statistics. They didn't do all of them. Personally, I'd prefer to have them all, but what are you going to do? You don't need them for every product, but the base would be nice. Larry Anderson, Phillies broadcaster. Albert Bell. I wonder if he chased any children this year on Halloween. Well known as a hothead both in his playing days and post-playing days. Dan Solar, I think, wants a shout out for his good friend, Steven, who he works with. They are best buddies. I got two screens here. So like I said, I'm just kind of trying to learn the whole YouTube, specifically the live event deal. And you kind of have the little control room, and then the chat room is in the broadcast, but the broadcast is behind from this. So bear with me, please. Darryl Strawberry. Kevin Gross, former Philly. Bum. Pete Harnish. Dave Valle, works for MLB Network. Dickie Thon, he's actually the first autograph I ever got. I got it at a game. My dad got tickets from a friend through work, and we went down and had the close seats, and we got Dickie Thon's autograph, me and my brother Tom. So it's a good memory. We always enjoyed watching him play after that. Joe Girardi, current manager of the New York Yankees. Roberto Alomar, Hall of Famer. Didn't really work out for the Mets too well, but, was good everywhere else. Heathcliff Slocum, Rafael Palmeiro. He had some issues with some steroids as well, shockingly. I'm actually someone who doesn't get on the whole steroid thing. Whatever. It is what it is. It happened. And it's disappointing. And it really messed up the statistics in terms of baseball being really baseball was really the game that people cared about statistics the most. It's more individual. It's team-oriented, but also individualistic in terms of the statistics and due to the history. I apologize for the dog barking in the background. But the steroids ruined that. But, they happened. I'm over it. Everyone did it. Everyone's team did it. If you don't think your team was involved in it, you're delusional. If you don't think your favorite player may have fooled around with it, you're delusional. Got David Cohn here. Dodgers sticker. These are stickers, I believe, the holograms. Devon White, Eric King. Wally Backman. He's well known. Since you're on YouTube, when you're done with this video, go ahead and search Wally Backman. You'll find some pretty hysterical tirades out of him. I believe he'll be working with the Mets this year on their coaching staff. Chipper Jones, top prospect. So that's a rookie card there. Chipper Jones rookie card. So it's an interesting little pool. It's worth a few dollars. But, you know, like I said, it's all about the fun. Some of the new stuff is a little quicker to get through because, well, you get like 8 packs in a box. Tom Candiotti. What we got here? Another Bud Black. Scott Erickson. Steve Bedrosian. His son Cam is with the Angels. I guess he'll probably be part of the 2015 bullpen. He was won a Cy Young with the Phillies and had some success with the Giants as well. I believe he was on the world champion team. Another Wally Backman, and this is a Phillies one. What the heck? Another Wally Backman. Huh. 2 Wally Backmans. All right, well, this is a Wally Backman heavy set of Upper Deck. We got Wally Backman with the Phils. We got Wally Backman with the Pirates. So, interesting. So I guess this 91 Upper Deck is, I don't know if they did Series 1 and Series 2 or not, or if they just threw them all into one, but yeah, there were 2 Wally Backman cards, the Phillies and the Pirates. So I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't seeing things. I do wish you could see this chat in here. Any live questions? Well, at least based on you guys' responses so far, I know this at least works. So in the future, when I want to do a new product, as it comes out and break down team sets, a case break where everyone kind of gets a team, go through it. Dennis Cook, I know that'll work on there. Breakers TV, I've fooled around with a little bit watching it, but I have not, Von Hayes, I've not attempted to broadcast on there. I wanted to give the YouTube look a try first. I do like the archive. Mickey Morandini, a member of the 93 Phils. Pete Incaviglia, also a member of the 93 Phils. He's featured as a Texas Ranger back then. I don't know if things look better back far or in front. Again, I can review it later. Jose De Leon. There's another Steve Bedrosian as well. I know we had him as a Giant before. So I guess they did lump 2 series into one here. Or perhaps they released Series 1, then Series 2, and then did some combined ones later. Frank Tanana. Frank Tanana does sign, he signs TTM. You can send away to him, and he'll sign cards, send some religious material back with it. Ivan Calderon. Shane Mack. Mr. Bo Jackson. Chicago White Sox there. Obviously had a nice career with the Royals, big-time power hitter. Obviously also well known for his NFL play with the Oakland Raiders. He's a great football player. And sustained a broken hip, which really kind of derailed both careers. He came back to baseball for a little bit, not long. Didn't have a ton of success. Wally Whitehurst, former pitcher for the Mets. Kirk Gibson. Jamie Moyer. Jeez. Jamie Moyer. Phillies broadcaster now, part of the 08 World Championship team. Obviously had a very long career, pitched through, I think he was 45 or 46, finished up with the Rockies. This was 5 seasons in. Little did you know, 20 years later, he'd only be a year or 2 removed from the big leagues. Bob Welch had some great seasons with the A's. Passed away this summer. Orioles sticker. Another Larry Anderson. It's two different Larry Andersons, so this must be a big set. Andre Dawson. How's the clarity on this video? Hopefully it's pretty good. Well, the neighborhood dogs are going nuts, and with the neighborhood dogs going nuts, that's leading to the in-house dogs going nuts. So I apologize for all the barking. Jack Morris. They are all over the place. Willie Wilson. Dave Hollins, one of my favorite players when I was a kid. Terry Mulholland, still one of my favorite players of all time. I was actually at his no-hitter back on August 15th, 1990 at the age of 8 with my brother Tom and my dad. Another Hank Aaron insert. Chili Davis. It's Ivan Calderon for about the third time. Alan Trammell just got hired. I don't know who the heck it was with now. Actually, I forget. I thought it was the Tigers, but I feel like he lost his job with the Tigers not long ago. Danny Jackson, another 93 Philadelphia Philly. Pete Incaviglia is a Detroit Tiger. Had one of him before with the Rangers. And I can hear the quad starting up in the background too, so this will be a little bit of a noisy video, but like I said, it's kind of a test run. Brett Butler, he's a third base coach with the Marlins now. Used to enjoy watching him pitch back in the day. Roger Clemens. Another Hank Aaron. Larry Anderson again. Sandy Alomar Jr. Tim Raines. Well, if you're not into these cards, this has got to be not the most exciting thing. But, you know, in the future, do some things that are a little quicker. Jeff Manto, local guy from the Philadelphia area. Bob Boone, former Philly, now works for the Washington Nationals up in their front office. There's Steve Bedrosian. Dante Bichette. Benito Santiago. Big time stuff in the early 80s, late 80s, I should say. It is amazing how fast time goes by. You sit there and you think of a guy's career starting, next thing you know it's over, and you're thinking, holy hell, how the hell did 15 years go by so quick? Chris Gwynn, brother of Tony Gwynn. Uncle of Tony Gwynn Jr., Terry Pendleton. Rafael Belliard yet again. I love duplicates. Steve Finley. Dale That's Dave Smith. Well, if you're a Larry Anderson fan, you certainly get your fill in this box. Funny guy, Dan. Funny Dan. Funny guy. Anything you like tonight, Dan? Thursday night football. Any read on that one? Browns, Bengals. Kind of tough. Browns aren't bad, but they're hard to trust, and well, the Bengals are impossible to trust. They have more talent, but they kind of struggled with Jacksonville in the second half. Another Hank Aaron, another Terry Pendleton. Yeah, it's a lot of packs of cards, so it takes a little ways to get through. You get some of the other stuff a little more exciting. Plus, you have the big hits, new time rookies and stuff. MVP lineup of Cubs: Andre Dawson, Ryan Sandberg, George Bell, Robbie Alomar again, Nolan Ryan. If anyone wants that Nolan Ryan, it's all you. Looks like Pat's joined the chat. Pat, was it the computer, or do you think it was the video? It seems like other people didn't really have issues, so it could be just the software, depending how old the devices are and stuff. Jeff Bagwell, but I got to say, this webcam looks solid. Like I said, it's on sale on Amazon. The Logitech 920C, broadcast HD, does different things. I know it's supposedly good for Skype. I've never really used Skype personally, but it's good for doing videos in-house, and you can certainly record stuff ahead of time and, do a show, do a video blog, video cast, movie review, whatever you want to do. And then, of course, the live events you can do as well. Obviously, it's not bad for $60, $70. It's one of those things. What are you going to do? Corey Snyder, Ken Howell. Most people probably don't remember Ken Howell, but if you're a long-suffering Phillies fan, you'll remember the Ken Howell days. When he's your opening day starter, you're in trouble. Sid Bream, Sid Slide. He hurt a lot of Pirates fans back in '91. Here's the Cecil Fielder. It's kind of like a little commemorative card. Fielder's feet. Kind of washed out of baseball, went to Japan, revitalized his career, and came back with a bang and clobbered a lot of home runs back in the early 90s, and then kind of faded off again. His son, Prince, spent this year injured. Tom Gordon, his son, plays for the Dodgers. You are seeing a lot of young guys who his father's played not too long ago. Ivan Calderon is about the fourth one. Danny Jackson, pump it up from the '93 Phillies. Juan Gonzalez, another likely steroid abuser. Ken Griffey Jr., little Ken Griffey card there. If anyone wants that, it's theirs. Cal Ripken Jr., look, Hall of Famer Haven in this pack. I don't think I said Gordie Howe. Tom Gordon, Flash Gordon. Tom Gordon, another son of his, just got drafted by the Twins last year. Gordon finished up. He pitched for the Phillies last few years, but he was unbelievable when he came up with Kansas City, and then kind of got injured. Recognize this name here? Jim Abbott. One-handed pitcher. Incredible feat that he even made the major leagues, let alone had success in the major leagues with the Angels, and also the Yankees threw a no-hitter with them. A little odd that he got to bat. I guess I got to imagine it was spring training, because he was he was from the days before interleague play. And if he was involved in interleague play, it was towards the end of his career, maybe the last year or two. But yeah, Jim Abbott made an appearance on Boy Meets World as well. Bud Black. It's the third Bud Black. Barry Bonds. There you see here Barry Bonds in 1991. Not exactly a great photo of him, but he's not his head and arms weren't, the size of watermelons quite yet. Another Sid Bream. I'll put that aside. Gary Carter. Hold on, let me check a message real quick. Karen brought up Boy Meets World with Jimmy Abbott. That's where Jim Abbott, got a lot of exposure making that appearance. Boy Meets World, big show back in the day. Now it's sort of back with Girl Meets World. Highly targets the very young audience, but it's interesting. The sequel series, it's not much different than the now we have all these sequels coming out to movies that haven't been made in 20 years. Independence Day's coming out in a few years. Dumb and Dumber sequel coming out probably in the next month or so. But it would be nice if more athletes did more appearances like that. I think it's really good for their exposure. It's really good for exposure for people who don't necessarily watch the sports as much. Dan, I have no idea if you're going to win your election bets, but let me know if you do. I honestly have done a really lousy job of kind of paying attention as another Hank Aaron of all the kind of election stuff nationwide. I know a little bit about the Pennsylvania stuff. Of course, I went out and voted, did my civic duty. But, I have no clue about all that stuff. It's great that you don't even know her name from Georgia. Don Carmen. Carlton Fisk, towards the later days of his career with the White Sox. Another Gary Carter. Lance Parrish, free agent bust for the Phillies. Another Brady Anderson. Should bring this in for a fellow at work who doesn't believe he took steroids. Some people are just delusional. What are you going to do? God, this is a lot of packs. 40 packs, 15 cards a pack. It's a hell of a lot of cards. For $5, it's not bad. You can have some entertainment watching, looking at seeing what you got, and then just kind of unload them at a garage sale for $5 again. Or, give away cards to people who enjoy certain players or whatever. Another Mets sticker. Should give that to Mr. Solar. Rob Deere. Look at Rob Deere real quick. I don't know if you can see them, but those strikeout totals, a little Ryan Howard-esque. Of course, he didn't get paid $25 million a year, but that's a cheap shot at Ryan Howard. Honestly, enjoyed his career with the Phillies. Without him, you're not winning the 08 World Series. Without him, you're not getting the 09 World Series. Ryan Howard's an all-time great Philly. I know he's kind of left a sour taste in fans' mouths as of late, with his poor play. He's over the hill. Between the age and just the overall, he's just getting worse with age and the injuries. They've taken their toll. He's more or less done. I don't think he'll play with the Phillies again. I believe he will be traded to the American League. They will get very little in return. They will pay most of his salary, but I kind of just think they want to move on, get younger. But honestly, some great memories of Ryan Howard. I mean, an absolutely great player in the early 90s. Roger McDowell, pitching coach of the Atlanta Braves. Jackass back in his playing days. He's one of these guys who, I guess always thought he was better than he was. I remember back in the day when you're kids and there were a bunch of kids there signing, trying to get autographs and stuff. He would sign the card upside down. He would bend the corner in half. Pat, this thing should be archived. It should be added to my should be added to my kind of list, my channel on the video. But Roger McDowell would sign over the stitches on baseballs, just a clown, a goofball. Like, dude, your autograph's worth like $1 or $2. It's mostly for people, collectors or kids who are just having fun. Whatever. Jim Eisenreich. And I'm still struggling with the whole camera angle thing. But Jim Eisenreich, 93 Philly. One of the real nice guys in the game. Really good player. Steve Searcy, he actually played for the Phillies for a short time. Twins logo. George Bell. Pete Incaviglia. Brett Maine, rookie card. Yeah, real top prospect he turned out to be. Anyway, I've never gotten the whole, why players really care if people resell their autographs or not. I mean, I'm someone, if I do get one, it's for my own personal collection, for my own reasons. It's not to resell. And, I get it. If you only have time to sign 100 autographs and there's 200 people, I'm probably signing for the kids. But, dude, you make $3, $4, $5, $10, $15 million a year. Why do you care if someone makes $20, $30 off your autograph? And quite frankly, many players would be hard to even get that. I've never understood it. I don't understand why the big deal is, but whatever. Jilly Davis, another Mets logo. This is like a Mets super box. Rich Garces. He really became a big fat slob late in his career. Rico Bronya, rookie card. Played with the Phillies and the Mets. Jeff Bagwell. Getting down to the final few. Then anyone who's watching can find something useful to finally do. And so can I. And I can get rid of all this this trash here. Look at all this absolute mess of trash. Andy Bennis. He's a flamethrower. Had some good years with the Padres, Cardinals towards the end. The bashing years. Mark McGwire, Jose Canseco, Royed Up, Fred McGriff, another great player. Tim Raines. Tony Fernandez. This desk's a mess. I apologize for the mess that's right here. But Glenn Allen Hill, another Brett Butler. Roger Clemens, the Rocket. Roger Clemens MVP baseball for a Nintendo. Very difficult. Not one of my favorite games. I struggled with that one a little bit. I don't even know if I ever beat the computer. Tommy Glavine, Hank Aaron. Sandy Alomar Jr., brother of Roberto Alomar. Another blessed family. Another Roger McDowell. Wonder what he thinks of his card being worth, potentially a penny. Anyway, you can check out my items on eBay. eBay.com. The username is Mike Orrs. A lot of stuff listed right now. Cards and other stuff. Also have check out my website, mtocustomphoto.com, for photo creations, customizations. Christmas is coming. If anyone needs any Christmas cards or anything made up, make it all up. I'm on Twitter, Mike Orzakowski. I'm on Facebook, MTO Custom Photos on Facebook, and the YouTube channel, Mike Orrs 111. I'm not sure what it's under. I changed the username to Mike O, but it seems like a lot of stuff comes up Mike Orrs 111. Gary Gaetti. Jose Mesa. Sometimes these old cards make a good stocking stuff or gag gift. Like, you take this Jose Mesa card, and you find a Phillies fan, you put it in their stocking, you get a good laugh. I don't know if I'd do that with an Indians fan from back when he blew the World Series, but, sometimes the vintage cards, like I said, they have purposes. They're fun. They're okay to collect. They're good starter collection stuff for kids. Teach them a little bit about the older days of baseball, even though some of us who are in our 30s or 40s don't necessarily think of the 90s as the olden days, but they kind of are. Like I said, little gag gifts and stuff. It can be fun. Another Rex Hudler. Hank Aaron, Baseball Heroes insert. Ozzie Canseco, yet again. Kirk Gibson, just fired by the Arizona Diamondbacks this past season. Baseball hero for the Dodgers in the World Series back in '88. 3 more packs. They did, I guess, starting in about 1990, 91. This is when 89 Upper Deck had the same thing, kind of like the floral wrappers and stuff, rather than the old wax packs, which were a lot of fun. Mickey Tettleton, Tony Pena, Heathcliff Slocum, Mark Whitten. Wow, looks a little young there. Hit 4 home runs in the game with the St. Louis Cardinals. Charlie Huff, first, he was a knuckleballer. Got the first start in Florida Marlins history. Another Jose Mesa, Darren Dalton. Interesting card there. Joe Slarski. And another A in the same fashion, Ricky Henderson, who played forever. Seemingly did. A lot of A's in this pack. Dave Henderson. Vince Coleman again. Sil Campusano. A little damage there. Actually, when they went over the pack, they obviously went over the edge of the card. Not that it, matters, but let's check out the focuses on this one. Light might not be quite good enough, but Sil Campusano, he wasn't very good. For any current day baseball fans, Phillies fans, kind of think Michael Martinez style. Couldn't hit a lick. And down to the final pack of 1991 Upper Deck Baseball. Like I said, it's an interesting product. It's okay. It's cheap stuff. It's no more valuable opened rather than opened. You're not going to get a whole lot of stuff out of it with much resale value. I'll save that one for the end. But, it's fun. Robin Yount, Hall of Famer. Larry Anderson again. And anyway, the final card, which I was saving to the end, Joe Carter. Joe Carter with the big time, the moment of his career to end the 1993 World Series. He had a walk-off homer, allowing the Blue Jays to defeat the Philadelphia Phillies at age 11. I cried a lot, but I'm over it now. I like Joe Carter. He was a good player. Just kind of wish he, hit the home run a different year. But yes, Sil Campusano, he was terrible. He was absolutely horrible. I think he was on the team in like 90, 91, 92, probably out of baseball. He's one of those guys that like a team likes and no other team thinks he's any good. No one understands why they like him. And never gets another job. But the best pull in the box is Chipper Jones, top prospect, 91. So it's a Chipper Jones rookie card. I don't know. I can't remember how many different cards Chipper Jones had as a rookie. I'm guessing this is something that has a book value of $5-6. You get a couple dollars for it. But if anyone wants a Chipper Jones rookie card for their collection, they're welcome to it. just let me know. But yeah, that's kind of what you get in the 1891 Upper Deck. You get a full box of cards. So thank you to everyone who participated. Thanks for helping me out. Like I said, this was kind of a test, and any future live videos I do will likely be shorter, but we'll see. And I'll talk to you later. Thanks a lot, everyone. Have a good one. Hit like, comment on the archive video, which should be coming up shortly, and subscribe to the thing. I have a lot of other videos on there. Most of them are old, but I'll get some new stuff. I actually just put something up for Temple Update behind the scenes. So see you guys later. Thank you.